Alright, good evening ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back for Game 3 of the group stage of the ESL Thinkfast Razor League. And we are being joined today by Swaggy Dudes and Northern Lions, going up against each other for, I don't think the first time. I think we've caught these two matched up before. And I'm joined by Davey. How you doing, man?
Doing great.
Grandamundo. What do you think of these early bans? I mean, we're both huge Viper fans, so first ban Viper is music to my ears anyway.
Or mid-game fight dominators.
Certainly up. Brewmaster, huge dive. Razor, massive damage steal, huge team fight presence. Death Prophet, one of the most highest picked and banned heroes in the meta at the moment. And we just keep seeing the Skywrath Mage first pick.
Skywrath Mage is a good hero.
Huge magic nuke, spammable silence.
10 seconds.
Yeah, it's a decent pick. What are you anticipating Swaggy go for here?
I really can go for anything. I mean, the fact that there were all these mid games maybe means that somebody's looking to go late. I think Skywrath is relatively strong against Tide. Obviously, you can handle the nuke okay in lane, but a spammable instant cast silence that does no damage is against Tide because it can't be removed with Kraken Shell. So, it'll be fine, but
I mean, I gotta say, I think so far these four heroes, some of the top tier heroes in the meta at the moment. Tidehunter, just amazing stun, he'll always be in the meta. Jakiro with the push and also the kind of surprising tankiness for an int support that he brings. It's been absolutely huge in the push as well from Liquid Fire. And Centaur Warrunner, like, is he ever gonna not be seeing quite as much play as he is? He's a great blink initiator. Stampede works well for or against multiple strategies. I think we've probably got the two strongest offlaners in the game at the moment. That's just my opinion, but Tide and Centaur are two of my strong favourites. Second round of banning sees out Faithless Void, Earthshaker, Necrophos, and DK. Any big hitters there?
Obviously, all very important heroes. I don't think any are necessarily draft changing per se. I don't know. Not to get over philosophizing, but as I watch drafts more and more, I realize that 6.79, basically every prominent hero that's in the draft right now rose to prominence at 6.79. Faces Void, Tidehunter, Skywrath, Centaur, these are all heroes that no one ever drafted before 6.79. Lycan 2. And ever since 6.79, these heroes have just been inescapable in the meta. They've tried to nerf them and change them and make them, it can't be done. 6.79, I think, will go down as the patch of our time that really determined the meta for what has been years to come.
In contrast to that, though, I think the Necrophos ban is quite a recent switch in the meta game. Like, he's the recent changes they did to Necrophos are huge. He would have been a great pickup for Swaggy Dudes. It was a great ban with plus 30 seconds flat on the.
I actually think Necrophos was really strong in 6.79, just no one picked it. But
well, he's a lot stronger now. No,
yes, he is.
No way getting around that. And Northern Lions picking up an IO. Now, there was a lot of IO gaming in the Live versus LV game yesterday in the D2L. I'm not sure whether Northern Lions were watching that in particular or whether they're just itching to try out some line strategies of their own. But IO is seeing some love in the metagame. We've got to wonder who he's going to be partnering with, though. Centaur can be a classic combo, at least for the early game, while the position 1 is farming a little bit more. But do you think we might see a Tiny?
It's possible, but Tidehunter is pretty strong against IO Tiny. Jakiro as well. You can just ice pass the relocation.
In fairness, I'm not sure whether this is the best game for an IO at all, really, for Northern Lions. Tidehunter, Jakiro, Rubik.
Yeah, it's not a traditional IO game, I would say that. But they may have something else. I would love to see it laned with Centaur. I think that's a really great dual lane.
A dual lane, Centaur.
Yeah, or try lane, put someone else down there with him. That's fine too. But I think IO Centaur is very underrated in the early game. And as you point, pick a PA or someone that doesn't really need the IO in the laning phase, can't do a lot with him, but would be happy to have him in the late game. But yeah, I would love to see him lane with Centaur, but we'll see.
Taking a bit of time on this next pickup though for Swaggy Dudes. They've still got, and this is something that I tend to try and avoid drafting strategy-wise. I don't know how you feel, but I don't like being left in a position where you've got to pick up your position 1 and your position 2.
Seconds to go.
Supports and offlaners seem to be the early pickups these days, but I don't know, we have had most of the carries in the game banned out as a consequence of that, and it always screams to me a little bit of, do you guys have the best strategy in mind? You know, or are we kind of just kind of picking things up as they seem, oh yeah, he's got a decent stun. Magnus and Windranger, I like the Magnus pickup for Northern Lions. It doesn't combo well with the Skywrath Mage, but it combos amazingly with the Centaur. What they need for it, though, is a big right clicker to take advantage of that cleave.
I could see a PA. Yep, I think Northern Lions would have picked PA.
Yeah.
Swaggy did not ban it.
That was a very good ban from them.
As soon as they picked that IO, I was like, okay, it could be a PA. That was a PA ban, a PA pick waiting to happen. I absolutely believe that.
Windranger, though, interesting pickup. If Devolk's watching, he'll be screaming his head off in happiness. Could be, well, I'm pretty sure that'll be a mid, but how does Midranger go up against Magnus? That's not a matchup I've seen a huge amount of. I'd imagine Windranger does fairly happily, though.
It still does well for Windranger for all the reasons that Windranger is usually good.
And she can also, of course, you know, Magnus's normal trick for mid to get kills when he can get them is to kind of try and get behind someone and skew her out. But Windranger, of course, could just wind run out of that and dodge all the tower damage and any more cleave coming out of Magnus. I'm actually not sure about Magnus into Windrunner, to be perfectly honest.
Slog.
Both will do fine. I don't think it's probably an advantage for Windranger, but I think Magnus will do good.
And Northern Lions going for the Gyrocopter. That's an interesting pickup.
I like it a lot. I think it's great.
This is going to be an interesting game here. I like the Slark pickup from Swaggy dudes. I think that's the kind of hard scaling position one they're going to need. And Gyro's really not going to be liking that Agi steal. But Empower Gyrocopter. You know, you won't get the benefit of the cleave, but obviously Gyrocopter's got his own way of hitting the entire enemy team at once.
Well, it's call down, and all of his abilities will synergize well with the Centaur and the Magnus. I think Gyrocopter is great for their team. I just think that if you're not going to pick a melee carry, then you don't need to pick Magnus. There are other heroes that can do very similar things.
That's
not have the cleave be wasted.
That's what's throwing me a bit. Do you want to introduce one of the teams, Dev? Pick a team, any team.
Sure. I'll grab our old friends Northern Lions like to do the first game. Playing for Northern Lions today. First off, on the hero that I think really is the one that everyone should be watching. The one that's going to determine who wins for the Northern Lions more than anyone else. It's going to be Evasion on the IO. Any IO game, unfortunately, or fortunately, comes down to the IO play. And I think it's going to be. Playing on the Skywrath Mage is part of that support duo. Is a stand-in Cyclops on the Skywrath Mage. Probably heading down towards the bottom lane with them is going to be Sayla on the Gyrocopter. They're going to look for break these trees, maybe? Yeah? Yeah. Ooh, they don't actually get them all, but okay.
I think they got enough to get from one camp to the next.
Did they? But whatever. Also a stand-in. Their off lane is going to be Centaur Warrior by CA. I think it's just playing under his normal name. They like to change around sometimes. And then headed into mid lane, the farming master, as he is known, is going to be Phantom XP on the back.
Lord of the CS. And over on the Swag side, we have got Rubik being played by SYZ. Just scouting out the top rune. I am trying to keep an eye on the minimap just while we do these introductions to make sure we don't miss any big actions. Slark going to be played by Timesel. Jakiro hanging around bot rune is going to be played by No, getting a nice early D ward off, bit of gold for him. We are going to have the mid ranger going to be played by Young, and offlane Tide going to be played by Danny. And stand-ins for both teams, which is a little bit unfortunate. But it also looks like we might have a dual mid versus dual mid, unless Jakiro is heading up top now.
I think it'll be fine for Wind Ranger.
It'll be okay. Gyro will be able to farm though,
Yeah,
which is an important factor. And we've got Magnus going down bottom against Tide. That's quite an interesting matchup. I would have thought that would be. Sorry?
Will probably be supported by the Skywrath.
Yeah, that's going to be a. I don't think Magnus will be able to do too well against Tide. And going for a first level in Empower. I suppose this is position 1 Magnus last hit build.
I think this would be a great lane for Tide.
Yeah, fairly able to withstand the Skywrath harass up against a melee carry, which is what Tide just loves.
I wonder if Tide will go for a mech this game, so he can get like a ring of health at the start and try to handle this like a solo lane with a little bit of regen, he should be able to win pretty handily.
I'm not. I'm normally very happy with Northern Lions games. I'm not as confident with them this game, I have to admit. I think Swaggy have got a decent draft and the edge on maybe the laning phase.
I think that the Gyrocopter should get good farm, and they're going to really rely on that. But this Wind Ranger, Wind Ranger is an off lane, along with every other role that he plays, which is every role. But I think she'll do fine against you.
Oh yeah, she.
Power shot. Happy to get levels. He's just get amazing farm. I will say that obviously Northern Lions is going to scale a lot better, right? So I think their lanes are not as strong, but once they get themselves past the 30-minute mark, if they're in the game more or less, they should be able to win a lot of fights.
Let's have a quick look at the last hit to see if it is going as badly as we think. So Magnus fairly handily beating out the Tide down on bot lane. And Gyrocopter, as we said, able to get the farm on mid. Wind Ranger's actually doing pretty badly, only at 2 and 0. I mean, she's not hugely item dependent, but she can certainly do a lot with items. You do want to be getting some farm on her.
Yes, and I think that
meanwhile Tide kind of being caught out a little bit down here on bot lane. They do have space for a skewer if he's got it. Oh no, they're just going to wait on the shockwave. Oh, he's got skewer now, but it might be a little bit late. Oh, and an ice path in from a TP Jakiro. This is Phantom XP in trouble now. Anchor Smash is down. No, looking for the dual breath. Or a liquid fire. But not able to get it. So a lot of dithering there. And not quite able to make the cut. But like, just as an example, if Phantom had got the skewer, then that would have been a kill. I really am not sure about this in power level 1.
I wonder about this Lark. I'm thinking about it. Obviously, the lane of the watch right now is bottom, but at top lane, I wonder if Slark would actually be a pretty decent laning counter to Minpark. Even though you're gonna take burn damage, stat steal is always very strong.
Stat steal is great. Yeah. I mean, you've also got the fact that Central's stun is fairly easy to predict, so you can probably pop the Slark debuff.
Yeah.
Just during the cast time. He is still one of those heroes that you could nuke down with double edge, though. That would be my.
Yeah, I agree. But if you play it right, it could be a very good match.
No, actually being caught miles away from his team down here on bot lane. Oh, and Phantom XP nicely duking the ice path there, and then manages to get the shockwave off. I think he's still got. Yeah, he's still got skewer. He's fine.
I'm not sure what Noah is doing over there.
I'm not sure either. I guess going for some harass, maybe hoping his team were coming in for something. Wasn't to be though. Was not to be. Plenty of regen up on the Centaur. He's totally fine. Did he come into lane with 2 sets of tangos? Because for 4 minutes he's pretty regen heavy still.
Clark is going for Midas.
Let's have a quick look at those early items, see if there's anything huge coming out. Centaur's got his Tranquils, they'll be coming out on the courier next time it's free. Just being freed up by the mid. Wind Ranger and Io both have bottles already, but no other huge items coming out.
Dual mid chose to go for the single bottle here, so only one, which is fine. He sometimes dual mids go for the double bottle, but they're winning pretty handily. They don't really need it.
That would be just evil. 2 runes every minute.
That's what if you're playing like IO Tiny, it's last really.
And Magnus now really beginning to the effect of trying to CS in a lane against the Tide as a melee carry is really beginning to tell on him now. Tide's actually overtaken. Tide 24 for 5, Magnus 17 and 3. That's really not good. Magnus sitting behind both the offlane and the enemy carry.
They're gonna tie on our offlane. You should really get a ranged carry. There's a lot of good ranged carries in the game.
Although we were saying, if you've
done the same dual mid, done the same basic situation with Gyro bottom and Magnus middle, I think they would have done better for it.
I don't know. I think Gyro's range is a little bit low. It's really the Magnus pickup I'm not too happy with here. I think if they hadn't gone Magnus, there's a lot of things they could be doing, which would be going really well for them.
It was 100% fine on getting the PA.
SYZ almost managing to land the Rubik Cliff there. And also we've got CA coming in, but a beautiful Ice Path holds that up a bit. Centaur wants it though. Double edge, and that's 2-0 for Northern Lions. Excellent play. And they notice a stack here. And they're going to want to rotate in behind this Wind Ranger. I hope she's aware of what's going on here. There is Stampede available. There it is. Windrunner's already popped. I think that was a little bit early. There's the stomp. Gyro nuking down as well. Up on top lane though. We do have Skyrath being finished off.
I think that was actually Rubicon bottom.
That was, sorry, Rubicon bot lane, yeah. Who's almost finished off Phantom as well.
Yeah.
Like one lift, a couple of right clicks.
Needed that one charger to survive the lift. He's taking several rest. Trouble. We're gonna miss out.
And this is position 1 mana boots, Magnus. I mean, okay, I think, no, in fairness, the position 1 here is Gyrocopter.
Yeah, but he still should have gone Blink. Well, he's just getting wrecked.
Yeah. The Magnus, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not...
Him and Skyrath combined have more last hits than the time. So...
And I kind of think, it kind of looks like Tide. He's already got Arcane Boots. I think he might actually be good for an Urn? For a Bracer next or something? Like, he's not in a hurry to rush his Blink. I'm not sure that's wise. But,
yeah, it will be a Bracer. Or, will he? I don't know.
I mean, it could be an Urn, but I don't think so.
I don't know.
So yeah, in fairness, it is a position to Magnus, even if it is down on the safe lane. But
right,
but it's just not a good laning matchup for them, and I don't see that they don't have anything where I'm like, oh, well, that's what they need RP for. You know,
cooldown is very good with it.
Cooldown's got a huge radius though. Like you can.
Double edge is really nice.
If you've got an opportunity where you can land 4 people into the RP, then you've got an opportunity where you could have hit 4 people into cooldown.
Wanted PA, dude.
They really did. They really did.
Wanted PA. They were like, we gotta get PA.
Oh, CA being gone on top does manage to get the stomp off on times, or Stampede's out, and I think he'll be alright. Of course, that wasn't a huge amount of expenditure for anyone there. Danny possibly being caught in the cooldown. No, Sailor doing a huge amount of damage here. Evasion ready to support. We've got the missile going out as well. There's not going to be enough damage though. I missed the Ravage. I'm not sure where that went down, but it wasn't available for that last fight. And we've got pings coming out on top lane. This tower's going to be in trouble fairly soon. I don't think they're too concerned about that though. Ready to sack.
Skyrath has TP. As does Magnus. I think they're getting ready to defend this tower. I think they're gonna...
just getting some deeps on now. And we do have Tide with Ravage, popping a salve, and I think calling for TPs in. If they can just get a few more people down here, that could have been some nice kills, but no.
139 health on top area, and they'll go ahead and rotate in.
Just IO so far.
IO Centaur strong. Notice.
Oh, meanwhile Gyro on mid lane. Is he going to be able to get this? We do have Wind Ranger coming in here looking for a deny. Yes, Gyro manages to secure it. And we've got Tidehunter in real trouble down on bot lane. Forced Ravage out. The Phantom XP does have Power Shock, but no, he doesn't have time to cast it. The cooldown's not quick enough. And that's 1 for 1. Skyrath getting the revenge kill.
Magnus now has more last hits. Tidehunter getting absolutely hit.
Yeah, that's great. I guess maxing out Shockwave, it really is a question of, you know, if you get a good one, then suddenly you've got 101 blast hits just right on the belly.
Centaur is deep in the dire jungle.
Oh wow, he almost got that. That was kind of funny. Slark just stopped, turned around, went down the trees, and the stomp totally missed. The Centaur's like, whatever. Stampede, double edge. And you know, for the team that we were saying was going to be kind of suffering in the laning phase and didn't really have the best of the laning matchup, which I still think is true. Northern Lions dominating this game so far.
They just rotated way better. Also, Centaur or IO, very good combo. 2 of their kills are coming out.
Okay, so 139 damage on the health left on this top tower, and we do have a caddy wave coming in. Phantom XP seeming to do a very good job of clearing it very quickly, though. I'm not sure if it wouldn't have been better to let it get close and get one quick catapult off.
where the Radiant group was, I think it was impossible.
Well, the catapult auto targets to the tower. It just has to get vaguely close. Oh, and we got a relocate coming in. It's Io. It's Gyro. Noah's in trouble here. We will have the stun coming out from Sealer, still available. Slark, meanwhile, being chased on the back lines. Rubik rotating in. Same with Wind Ranger, but we've got to group up now. Lots of damage coming down on both teams. Timesor still looking for a pick-off. He does have his ult, so he's slightly freer than everyone else. Oh, but finished off! Oh, and but so is Centaur over there with the by the Tidehunter. So 2 for 1 for Northern Lions.
I do not think they wanted Gyrocopter to leave with Io there.
Yeah, that was possibly not the best choice. The Slark also being way too aggressive for a Slark on low health without his ult cooldown. I assumed he had it on, ready to use, and that he'd use it to dodge or avoid some of the missiles.
Why does they relocated in? This top tower. Maybe they can deny it. I don't know.
Oh no, goes down to the Wind Ranger. But CA's coming with Stampede. He wants to get the slow off on someone. Danny does get hit by the stomp. Nice ice path landed though, but it's not going to be enough to save. And Jakiro finished off by the Io orbs. That's always a fun kill. Oh, Slark gets a deny on the bot tower though. Well played with that.
And despite difficult situations, Northern Lions outplaying their opponents yet again.
This is what we're used to seeing from them. Let's have a quick look at the XP graph. 5,000 for Northern Lions. Golds, similar kind of region. That's at the 12-minute mark. Phantom XP almost gets a skewer off.
It's not been Phantom XP's game. As talented of a player that we know he is.
I think the Magnus pick just wasn't in his favor here. I mean, you notice, especially with the relocate, if they're going to be using that on the gyro, they don't need the RP.
I agree. I agree that they could have done the same thing. Better hero.
And the dire jungle stacks now just going to be eaten up by Northern Lions. We do have quite a few TPs coming in at the dire tier 1 though. I don't think they're aware of the farming of the stacks. We've got a dire ancient stack as well. This is going to be a huge amount of gold coming in for Northern Lions.
Arrow has picked up a helm and has his shadow here ready to stack. Radiant Ancient's already appears to be a triple stack there.
Radiant's bottom tower is being attacked.
What tower taking a bit of damage? It's really just a missed opportunity though for Northern Lions. There's nothing huge. The tower isn't going to be going down or anything, but someone could be down there getting that gold.
Heroes here in this middle lane. I guess they're trying to bait with the gyro, but Winter's like, nah, I'm not.
Nah. Yeah, I'm not sure what these two are doing.
I know you're thinking they're in her jungle though.
And the problem when the whole team's clumped like this is obviously you've got an IO. You really need to be looking for those relocate gangs.
Clark is target, but he's in jungle because he's right. He's back right now.
That's the safest place for him. By far the safest place for him. Centaur looking for a wraparound on this mid tier 2. I think they might just turn this into a push if Swag aren't going to actually come and contest it. And we've also got Magnus, of course, getting within, almost within, coming to help range. And they do get the shackle down on Gyro. We've got a blink out from Centaur though, comes in to help, finishes off the Rubik immediately, and Slark forced to use to pop his ulti. Jung also finished off by Skywrath. Can he get out though? There's going to be a leap. The TP is real. The TP is not real. Slark finishing off Skywrath mage there.
Oh, Gyro comes back though.
Gyro's in. No does manage to land the ice path, but the rocket barrage already activated. Beautiful dual stomp there from CA. He's got to run now though. Lift on Phantom XP by Rubik, who's come back into the game. He's going to be looking for a powerful skewer landing on this Danny. There's the RP. There's the skewer. They do need to get him though. Yeah, there we go. Finished off finally. I don't know if the RP was hugely needed. And Gyro caught in another ice path, but No needs to realize that Gyro doesn't stop just because he's stunned. He's already activated his abilities.
That fight was lost because Tidehunter had Ravage available and then used all of his mana on a Gush and then did not have
ouch. That's not good, as Rubik gets picked off for the second time this fight, this time by Gyrocopter. And it looks like a tier 2. Oh! Nicely pinned from Timesor though. They're going to be going for CA on the Centaur. He's finished off really quickly. But Slark's ult is out.
It's already full health.
Gyro's got no like max health and an IO stuck to him. Are they going to go for this tide? Yes, they are. Huge nukes. The silence. The Skyroth comes down. There's Ravage. But there's going to be a huge amount of damage here coming for follow-up. They do get the shackle. They do get the power shot. That was beautiful. Nice TP in there from Young. Skyroth on the run. What mobility items do we have?
Win run allies.
That would be OP. That would be so OP. And this is a dead...
Gonna do it?
That's gonna do it.
Tentaro.
Tentaro.
Oh, he's healing slowly?
It's not gonna do it. Oh my god, it did it! Oh my god!
Health. 18 health. He's got +3 health generation with ring of health. That Tentaro saved his life.
My gosh. No, picks up a DD and dies for his trouble. Spotted out by the cavalry charge, as we'll call Magnus and sent this game, I think.
Is Magnus a centaur or is he a straight up?
Magnus is, and I kid you not, Magnus is a Magnosaurus.
That's right, a Magnosaurus. That's I
Times or Skyroth ult, the silence goes down, the nuke! Pick a support to, you know, handle one of the hardest carries in the game. Yeah, sure. Skyroth can handle it.
Got damage, dude. Joke around.
4 staffs coming up on everyone, I think. That seems to be the name of this game. And Seela with the lifesteal aura able to just finish off this ancient stack. Yeah, I'm surprised he's not getting the creep in here to help him with the damage a little bit. Can always back it up and it'll heal up again.
I think he's in range of the aura.
Oh sure.
He needs to keep that creep alive for as possible.
I'm gonna grab a bounty rune over here on the top. And I think, what's the next objective here for Northern Lions? I mean, I've got to say, I think it's just get the easy gold on top lane.
Yeah, just clear off some towers. Drill.
Let's have another quick look at that XP graph. Kind of doubled from when we last looked at it, but it has been a little bit more tempestuous, a little more ups and downs. And item charts, we've got BKB out on Gyroculture, as well as a lot of the items he needs to just farm at the moment. Lifesteal, attack speed.
No one's there.
No one is there. no one is there. I've got a horrible feeling that Swag might end up trading a tier 1 and a tier 2 in exchange for a tier 1 that's only on, what, 300 health?
Yeah, they wanted defenders.
This is not the trade you are looking for. Top is going to go down, and mid is going to go down. So yeah, tier 1 in exchange for a tier 1 and a tier 2.
That's a painful feeling.
And I mean, I hope Swag realise the pressure is really on them to rotate back. They can't push this and hope for a little bit more, because they're just going to be giving more away.
I think they have to. I think they have to trade. At least then it's a tier 2.
I suppose.
They're only really down 1 tier 2 there.
2 towers for 3 is better than 1 tower for 2. They've got to be careful though. They do have Tide here ready. CA gets caught out in the Ravage. So does it. The Phantom XP. There's going to be a huge amount of damage coming in here. Does manage to get the RP off though, and that's going to be enough for Gyro to just clean house. SYZ. And that's Gyro. Straight back to mid. And they're going to carry on with the push, forcing the TP from the Wind Ranger.
Need to hold the Ravage for get Gyro. He has BKB now. They're so far.
They almost had it. If they could have had a little bit more lockdown on the Magnus. Actually, I suppose the TP in from the Gyro would still have. Wow, Young gonna be finished off. No, she's got bottle. But I mean, that was close. That was almost a dead Wind Ranger. TP coming out from Jackie Rowe. He's going to clear the creeps off the barracks, but it's going to be the top tier 2 as the next target. We're going to have TPs in from Tidehunter and Slark. Kyclop is slowed. Timezor's coming in looking for the leap. But we do have Io and Gyro coming in here as well.
What's slowing Tidehunter?
The Skyroth.
Oh,
Kyclop being brought so low, finished off by Slark really easily. And oh dear, Io Gyro coming in to help, actually end up running into the rest of the Dire team. They might be in trouble a little bit here. Yep, there's Slark, they're surrounded. The leash goes down, it hits Timezor. BKB popped on Seela. He's going to get out of the Out of the Slark, disable that way. We're gonna need to run away from this Wind Ranger.
Get ready for the RP.
There's a central roll. Blink doesn't quite get the stun off, ends up landing in an ice path, but we do have the RP. We've got Gyrocopter doing a huge amount of damage. No, just laying out Macro Pyre, praying that he gets time to TP out. TP out, buddy, TP out! He actually could have made it there, I think, but Sentinel finishes him off with a quick stomp. We do still have Slark hiding in the trees here, healing up his health. 72 per second, that's insane. But I don't think there's going to be any help in this top tower.
Ravage is down. Dark Alt 15 seconds.
Dire's top tower is under siege.
RP still up.
RP still up?
That's a TP. That's a TP.
Yeah, Tidal is coming in, doesn't have Ravage, but he wants to be here to help. Sealer's in trouble, and they are actually getting a huge amount of damage down on him though. Manages to drop the cooldown, so that's going to be a little bit more damage. Time's all now going for Phantom XP while Danny chases down Kyclop. Oh, another gush! That was fairly clutch, but a beautiful Sentinel blink, stomp, double edge, and Skywrath finishes off the Tide. Io kind of in trouble here, being chased by the Dire supports, but they're on the retreat now. When's the next blink stomp? That's the next kill point. 2 seconds, 1 second. It's now. Oh, Popsy ult first. Blink, blink. Oh, the dodges. Oh.
That's good micro juke there.
That was very good animation cancelling, yeah. I think he could have landed a stomp or two. Holy moly. I've got quite a big dire creep wave down on bottom. Kinda would like Radiant to be doing something about that, but great team fight by them. Let's have another quick look at that XP and gold graph. Yeah, it's still a bit bobblier than it was in the early game. Swag are able to get some plays off, make some kills happen, but most of the time Northern Lions seem to be just tanky enough or just mobile enough to get out of what Swag are trying to do.
Slark build is very interesting.
What have we gone? Sanjin Yasha, Orb of Venom, Blink Dagger?
It's Midas, then SNY, then Blink.
Well, I don't play a huge amount of Slark.
I mean, typically, go Midas. Typically, pick up Blink as your first major fighting item. Picking up second is a little interesting. Of course, the problem with going Blink is it gives you no sort of farming tool. So he picked up the Sanjin Yasha first so he could farm better, and then went for the Blink as a fighting item. It's not traditional. I don't know what I think. I'm a big fan of SNY, but I would have just put the Yasha and then maybe pick up Blink. I think if he had a Blink earlier, it would have been more work.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, this is certainly maybe a team that you need to be worried about mobility against, though.
But like, I don't really know how much good the Blink's gonna really do him. Like, maybe he could have caught up some of these long chases, bet a little faster, but they don't really want to be doing these long chases. I think he needs to be able to stand and fight a little bit. I would have gone for the Scotty.
But we do have, I think, one of the best Gyro Aegis characters in the game on Gyro. I mean, for such a squishy glass cannon, who needs to get so close to the enemy, I think him with an Aegis is one of the best.
He is fairly cooldown dependent, though.
Sure, but cooldown. Let's be clear what we're saying here. Cooldown isn't his main thing, and you know the rest of it's kind of 17 seconds. What is it for Rocket Barrage? 6.5 seconds.
Seconds on Black Cannon really his most important ability.
I suppose.
I mean, it's not. I don't think he's a bad Aegis carrier. Melee bear.
Oh, they do get quite a nice shackle here on Sealer. Not going to be enough though, as No is going to be caught out there. Does manage to get the Macropie down, but it's not going to be enough. Beautiful blink in from Danny. I think that was actually a decent Ravage, but he needs his team in to help. Sealer now being taken out by Timezor. Cooldown's coming down. It's going to be enough. That's a dead Slark, and that will be GG. Even with a buyback from Wind Ranger, I don't think there's much they can do here. And she's the only hero left on the board right now. Being chased by Gyro. Full staff's out. But is going to have to sack the racks.
Various team.
Yeah, that really was a where his team moment. It was, I think, a decent initiation there from Tide.
He's alright. I mean, the Slark was a little farther back. I think he bought a Blink.
Yeah.
Hey, Slark.
Immediate rotation top. This is a little bit bold. I don't think they've quite secured their creep wave yet.
Got gyro, BKB off.
Oh, and Wind Ranger in real trouble. She was caught, she was skewered, she's popping bottle though. Oh, nice played. Well done there by Young. Jakiro though finished off over on the mid.
Oh, okay.
I missed that, yeah. We got Rubik and Wind Ranger looking to save this top rack. Oh, but a blink stomp manages to land. Young in trouble possibly. Danny getting right into the thick of things, does not have Ravage.
Kill the IO first, kill the IO first.
Oh, and a nice cooldown, gonna land on, oh, only SYZ, the rest of them backed out. Evasion finished off with a nice initiation there from Timezor. Don't think it's gonna be enough though, and Timezor pushed way back up to the top racks. Drops a leap, Evasion gets hit by a nice shackle. That's gonna leave him in place for an uncomfortably long time. And relocated out. Ice Path hits on Sealer. This is the thing. I mean, like, Northern Lions have not been able to get those racks down. I admit the kills have been nice in the absence of it, but yeah, there's still.
Good macro fire.
There's a lot of damage coming down on Sealer. There's going to be a power shot as well. There's the mech pop though. You gotta kill the IO, guys. Kill the IO. You're not gonna kill Gyro until you kill the IO.
They had him dead. They killed him once. But he came back.
Stronger and more powerful than you can ever imagine. Rubik with a nice centaur stun there. They might have a chance here on Sealer. Yes! The Aegis just popped. Oh god, that was only the Aegis. They're going to need a lot of stuns here. BKB popped on Gyro, hunting down this Tidehunter, hunting down the Wind Ranger. Oh, the BKB's over and he gets caught in the Ice Path. We've got focus fire on him now from Wind Ranger as well. Oh, the shackle. If that tree hadn't been cut down, that would have been it. Phantom XP gets caught in that Ravage that was mainly used to finish off Sealer. Quick 4 stuff there. Oh, but we've got Skywrath coming in from behind. Manages to finish off Jakiro. And the Wind Ranger. Now the Slug. This is insane Skywrath play. Danny in trouble now, but there's finally the lift on Kyclop. He does still manage to finish off. that was insane. Timezor finally bringing down.
What is this game?
Was that a monster kill on a Skywrath mage? I think it might have been.
This is like. I need to see the chart. Kills per minute. Oh, going again. He has sleep, but no blink for 10.
I still think my favorite kill was Io's orb kill on the Jakiro over at the top side shop. That was hilarious. Timezor, where's your leap, buddy? There you go, because you do have Ice Path to come in and help. You're going to need to get out of the cooldown though.
Uh-oh.
At the very least, forcing this BKB. Nice! Huge damage, please! Yes, they managed to get it, and Io. 4, 3, 2, 1, and he's out.
Oh.
Still, that gyro kill though.
Yeah, that was standing in Macropire hurts. But I thought I was gonna be able to keep him alive. He couldn't life steal. Was the problem.
Yeah, Io's great, but he's not. You know, it's not max health. You can still be nuked down. And Macropire is legit DOT nuke.
That that's a nice little exchange there. That's pretty busy. A lot of dots on that chart.
And actually, that fight went in favor of Swag, judging by the graphs. Which at this stage of the game is no mean achievement. Slark, I think, working on Skadi next, probably.
Yeah, definitely.
As we see the ultimate orb pickups. No, I think gonna build the like 80th fourth stuff of the game, but a beautiful RP. Danny brought really low here as well. Timezor's just gonna ult out, but is Tide gonna be able to make it? We've got Io on a creep. Gets finished off for his troubles, and now Kyclop possibly in trouble here. Oh, 4-stars himself, but just ends up being brought in range of the shackle, and that's Kyclop finished off as well. Ah, well played. Phantom XP on the run, but we do have Wind Ranger chasing. Oh, chasing the wrong way. I think Slark could be being a little bit more aggressive here. Oh, sorry?
If they weren't 2 racks down, I think they were in a good position to come back, but damage is done.
Damage done. Slark's a great kind of comeback hero, but I don't feel that Times was playing him aggressively enough.
I think I think it has been now that he got his blink. But he should have gone for blink before SNY then. And, you know, that's how you want to do it.
We do have a push on this bot tier 2 now coming out from Radiant. Time Zone coming in from the side. Blink out from Centaur. Ravage is up. All the ults are up, in fact, except for RP. There we go. Does manage to hit on Phantom. There's the Ravage as well. Oh, and the Ice Path. Phantom's still not dead. Gets 4-staffed out. And Sheila just right-clicking with Slark while BKB is up. Io comes in to support. There's going to be a huge amount of health regen. We get the stomp going down on Time Zone as well. But I think this is a sacrificial Centaur. Northern Lions struggling to get their kills.
Full Scotty down on Slark.
Scotty done. Admittedly, Swag are losing their tier 4s. Yep. Both tier 4s down. It must be frustrating for Swag. It's what you were saying about the racks, but they're finally winning fights.
Yeah.
And now, whenever they have 5 people in one place, they're ancient.
2,000 gold league, but they can overcome 2,000 gold league. They're playing well enough. Just the 2 racks now.
Young and Evasion really just rubbing noses in the forest here. Oh, I think this might actually be nukeable here. Oh no, here we go. We do have Phantom XP coming to try and help out. The RP goes down on definitely not going to get a Wind Ranger attempt. Oh, maybe are going to get her. Nope. Full stuff used from Wind Ranger. Just needs a few more orbs. Oh, one more orb.
Oh!
Oh! That was so close, but finished off by a nice shockwave there from Phantom. Meanwhile, up on mid lane, we've got Rubik in real trouble as CA is diving straight into the enemy base. Danny left standing, got Jakira to back him up, but no mana on Tide, no mana on Skywrath either. But we do have the relocate here from Magnus, from Io. Tide is possibly the one who might make it out. No, definitely not. Double edge, Dagon. Wow.
I don't know what level it is now.
That Dagon, ladies and gentlemen. Well, excellent game. Well played, Northern Lions. I think they made up for the. I still think they had the worst of the laning phase, but hell, they got kills all the way through it. Well played, both teams. David, any final thoughts?
It's too bad they lost those 2 racks. That's competition. If they had only lost one, I think Swag was in a position there.
I think we would have had a really interesting endgame if that had been the case. Yeah. Many thanks to anybody for tuning in. We will be coming straight back with game 2. Well, in a sec, really. Please do follow, subscribe, or like. Helps us do what we're doing. And in the meantime, just going to go over to the team logos. So, see you in a sec.